Susan Cooper was born on February 5, 1953 in Greenwich, Connecticut. She attended Greenwich High School and graduated in 1971. She went on to pursue her undergraduate degree at the University of Connecticut, majoring in recreational services and graduating in 1975. Susan landed her first job in the field working as a program director for the town of Simsbury, Connecticut, Culture, Parks, and Recreation. She then went on to become the director of recreation in Mansfield, Connecticut. Her career continued in Newport, Rhode Island as the director of 3 different department structures as a result of reorganizations: Department of Recreation, Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, and the Department of Recreation and Public Services. Susan was responsible for the construction of several projects in Rhode Island, including the $2.1 million reconstruction of the Ocean Beach facility after Hurricane Bob, which tripled revenue. She was responsible for building the Harbor Master facility and public restrooms in a dilapidated harborside park using federal DOT funding. Using a $700,000 U.S. Fish and Wildlife Tier 2 grant, Susan was responsible for the construction of the Harbor Welcome Center in the basement of the Armory building. In addition to these projects, Susan also oversaw the rehabilitation of all outdoor athletic facilities, irrigation systems, playground upgrades, and trail improvements including the Cliff Walk, frequently using state and grant funding. She helped to open the first dog park in Rhode Island. Susan was successful at the municipal, state, national, and community level. At the municipal level, she coordinated special event spectaculars, was the city liaison to film productions including Amistad with Steven Spielberg, and Me, Myself, and Irene with the Farrelly brothers. At the state level, she was on the Rhode Island Governor's Transition Team on Environment and on behalf of the CRPA, testified before the U.S. Congress Interior Subcommittee to support Land and Water Conservation Fund, municipal and state level open space funding. On behalf of Rhode Island Recreation and Parks Association, Susan introduced the state bill to increase penalties for drug sales in public parks and playgrounds passed in 1996. On a national level, Susan was on the NRPA Board of Trustees and was a speaker at the NRPA National Congress in New England Regional Conference. On the community level, she was on the Newport Juvenile Hearing Board, the Governing Council of Newport Community School, the president of the Public Education Foundation, and the advisory committee of Newport Families First, Partnership for Families. Susan was on the CRPA committee that brought the annual CRPA conference from a single-day event to a multiple-day annual event. She is the proud recipient of the Yukon School of Education Alumni Association Outstanding Professional Award. Susan resides in Portsmouth, Rhode Island and Largo, Florida, and has been enjoying her retirement since June of 2011. She spends time exploring her interests of travel, fitness, theater, music, and rail biking. Susan is predeceased by her spouse, Garrett Sullivan, and her stepdaughter, Laura Sullivan. Susan also has a stepson, Garrett Sullivan, and 3 grandchildren, Nora, 24, Cirrus, 13, and Magnolia, 10. It is for all these reasons and many more that this past president of CRPA, Susan Cooper, is being inducted into the CRPA 2022 Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize Miss Susan Cooper. Unfortunately, Susan is unable to attend since she is on a European cruise. However, she has forwarded an acceptance speech. Salvatore Cuccia was born in 1954 in Hartford, Connecticut. He attended Wethersfield High School and graduated in 1972. He went on to pursue his undergraduate degree from Southern Connecticut State University, majoring in recreation and leisure education. After graduating from college in May 1977, Salvatore went on to begin his career for the Wethersfield Parks Recreation Department. His entire career, over 41 years, was dedicated to the town of Wethersfield. Sal began as a program specialist and had a positive impact on the Wethersfield Parks and Recreation Department from that day on. He worked in various capacities for the department with multiple responsibilities. Sal expanded, created, and developed new programs for the community, whereby at one point employed and supervised 125 part-time seasonal staff directly and was responsible for generating 95% of the revenue for the department. Sal introduced and started preschool programs for the department, established a teen center youth council, started an annual holiday pancake breakfast with Santa, and organized and helped with the planning of Wethersfield's first annual Veterans Day ceremony. Sal always looked upon himself as fortunate to work in the field he has chosen, let alone work in the town he grew up in. Sal learned from another Hall of Famer, Bill Pitkin, to do whatever needed to be done to provide the community with the services it needs and dedicated himself to that philosophy. He worked with the Wethersfield Advisory Committee for People with Disabilities in offering year-round therapeutic recreation programs, ultimately necessitating the employment of the town's first full-time therapeutic recreation coordinator to oversee the expanded offerings. He helped to design and oversaw the development and implementation of the department's website, as well as implementing online registration. Sal was responsible for directly overseeing the management of the upkeep, repairs, and maintenance of the department's 2 outdoor aquatic facilities for 33 years, the J.C. Willard Pool Complex and the Mill Woods Swimming Pond. Sal was on the town-appointed building committee for renovating a vacant building into the Eleanor Buck Wolf Nature Center. He served on a building committee for renovating and/or rebuilding facilities at Mill Woods Park and the W.J. Pitkin Community Center complex. Sal also served on the Cove Park and Mill Woods Master Plan committees. He assisted the director and/or direct oversight throughout the years on many of the capital improvement projects throughout the park system and for facilities including, but not limited to, the J.C. Willard Pool Complex, Mill Woods Swimming Pond, Solomon Wells House, Cove, Boat, Launch Area, ball fields, basketball, and tennis courts. Sal has been an active member of the CRPA as well as the NRPA. He served on a number of CRPA committees and has been involved in state conferences, CRPA Today magazine, various fundraising efforts, and has attended the mid-year NRPA legislative meeting held in Washington, D.C. He was president of CRPA in 1989. Sal is proud of being called upon by his colleagues to provide professional development CEU programs for professional certification. He was the co-founder and co-chair of CRPA's 2 to 3 day Northeast Aquatic Seminars, which drew professionals from all over New England and Canada. He also offered CRPA's first 3-day state conference. Sal received numerous awards from CRPA, including CRPA's Special Recognition Award for his contributions as a CEU Program Chair, CRPA's Young Professional Award, CRPA's Past President Award, CRPA's Distinguished Service Award, and CRPA's Lifetime Membership Award. Sal has been a great friend and mentor to so many CRPA professionals, said Bill DeMeo, Superintendent of Newington Parks and Recreation. Sal is one of those guys that everybody loves, Jim Capides added. Sal could always be counted on. He was the go-to guy to get any job done and was a tremendous help to many parks and recreation professionals. I am so happy to call Sal my friend and colleague, added Jim. Salvatore retired on October 25, 2019, and has been enjoying his retirement. His interests include hiking in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, visiting national parks, canoeing, camping, photography, gardening, sports, taking leisurely walks on beaches and trails, and traveling. Salvatore always approached anything he did with the thought, quote, anything worth doing is worth doing well, end quote. It is for all these reasons, and many more, that Salvatore Cuccia is being inducted into the CRPA 2022 Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Salvatore Cuccia. Kurt Vincente was born on June 5, 1962, at the U.S. Subbase in Groton, Connecticut. He attended Robert E. Fitch High School in Groton, Connecticut, and graduated in 1980. He went on to pursue his undergraduate degree at the University of Connecticut, majoring in Recreation Service Education, Parks and Recreation Management. While in high school and college, Kurt worked just about every part-time, seasonal, and interim job for the Groton Parks and Recreation Department. He landed his first full-time job in the field, working as a recreation supervisor for the Simsbury Culture, Parks, and Recreation Department. Kurt went on to become the Director of Parks and Recreation for the town of Mansfield. He had numerous successful projects during his time in Mansfield. 3 of his largest projects were the construction of the Mansfield Community Center, which opened in November of 2003, the Mansfield Community Playground, which opened in October of 2015, and the Leonard Hall, Community School of the Arts, which opened in October of 2019. He oversaw the design, construction, and project management for all 3 projects. Kurt was active in the Connecticut Recreation and Parks Association and held numerous committee chair positions. As co-chair of the certification board, he took the lead during the transition from state-level oversight of the professional certification process to NRPA. He received the following scholarships and awards: CRPA Dorothy G. Mullen Memorial Scholarship, CRPA Young Professional Award, now known as R. Peter Ledger Young Professional Award, NRPA NERC Joseph Trapasso Programmers Award, and the CRPA Distinguished Service Award. Kurt served on the CRPA Awards Committee for many years, as well as the Executive Board for several terms, and worked himself up to President of the CRPA in 1992. Over the years, Kurt garnered millions in grants for open space acquisition and park improvement projects. Two of his noteworthy accomplishments were the universal access trails at Merrow Meadow Park and Bicentennial Pond Recreation Area. Kurt has been enjoying his retirement since September 4th, 2020. During his retirement, Kurt has been able to spend quality time with his wife, Carrie, and his children, Chad and Christina. He enjoys spending his time traveling, hiking, biking, kayaking, and gardening. In addition to officiating and coaching, Kurt cheers on the Boston Red Sox, the New England Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Boston Celtics. As Kurt said in his retirement ceremony speech, quote, "It has been my sincere honor to serve this community and work with so many wonderful people throughout my career. I have been blessed to have so many talented staff that have allowed me, together with them, to provide great service. I have no doubt that the quality of life in our community has improved greatly over the years due to the services that the Parks and Recreation Department provides." End quote. It is for all these reasons and many more that Kurt Vincente is being inducted into the CRPA 2022 Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Kurt Vincente.